We are looking at the things that we need to work on as newly promoted supervisors, as newly promoted managers. They are those things that you hadn't learned. They were always done for you by your supervisor or your manager. Now it is your turn because you have gotten the well-deserved promotion. And it is good, you are happy. But there are certain things you will need to work on. And you need to work on them quickly. Immediately you get the position. For you to succeed, you will need to start delegating. Remember, you used to get certain tasks. You would do them yourselves. You didn't need to delegate to anyone. Now there are certain questions you need to ask yourself. When you are a supervisor or you are a team leader, you have people that are looking up to you to give them work, to show them the way. So you will need to ask yourself, why do I need to delegate? You can't do everything yourself. Since you have a team, you will need to share the tasks. So the first question is, why do I need to delegate? What are the potential challenges in delegation? And how do you overcome them? Remember, you are a new manager. So those are some of the questions you'll be needing to ask. How can I determine which tasks to delegate and what not to delegate? Remember, you do not want to delegate everything. I have seen situations where managers delegate everything, in which case they sit and they do nothing. You can run into the problem of even forgetting what you are supposed to do, over-delegating, which means then you are not learning, you are not doing the work that you are supposed to do. So you need to ask yourself a question of, what tasks do I delegate and what tasks do I need to do? Then there is another question you need to ask before that delegation. How do I prepare the delegation conversation? Because you need to sit with the teams that you lead and have a conversation. Give them the jobs that you need to delegate and also give them the instructions. So how do you prepare that conversation for delegation? So in terms of delegation, there is need to think about what tasks are urgent and what tasks are not. So when you delegate, there are certain people within the teams that you give the tasks that are important and they are urgent. So they are high value, but they are also urgent. So who do you delegate that to? They have deadlines, remember. So who do you delegate that to? So always make sure that those tasks that are urgent and require to be done quickly, you know who to delegate them to. And probably those are the tasks that you need to do. The ones that are very urgent and they are high priority, you need to do them. When delegating, you are required to delegate tasks that have a bit of time so that you have a bit of a waiting period. But tasks that are high priority and they are very urgent and they are required to be done now, those are tasks that you might need to do. But always prepare in advance. Plan ahead so that as you delegate, you don't run into a problem of the team members thinking that you always delegate work very late. When the work is required, that's the time that you are delegating. So always divide your tasks into high importance and urgent. And those ones that probably they are still high importance, but they are not urgent. So tips for delegating effectively. It is important to think and plan fast. Don't just pick tasks and delegate. Put your mind into it. Put your thoughts into your delegation so that you think and plan. In this channel, I've talked a lot about goal setting. These are things that you require to think about setting goals even for your delegation as a new manager if you need to succeed. Then clarify the responsibility and the results that you require. Don't give somebody a task without clarity. Clarity is key. You must tell them that this is what I want on this task, and this is the result that is expected, so that you are not you don't run into a problem of the work being done differently. And when you ask, the person will tell you didn't tell them. So always make sure there's clarity in your delegation. Select the right person for the job. Once you get into a managerial position, the first thing you need is to know the people, the teams that you are working with, who is good in what, so that when you delegate to the right person. Communicate the level of authority and accountability. How much do you expect from the person you have delegated to? Remember, in delegation, you're also training the person. So it is important that when you select the right person, you give them the assignment, you tell them your expectation, and you let them be accountable. That's the way they learn. Communicate the checkpoints. What will you be checking? If it's a report, how often? After what stages will you be checking? Let that be clear so that the person doing the work is aware. Create a motivating environment. Is the team happy? Are they happy to work with you? Have you been listening to them? Do you know what makes them happy? What is your leadership style? We will learn about leadership style in this channel at a later date. But create that motivating environment so that once you delegate the work, people are happy to do it. And they have that environment that is motivating, and they can work well and deliver to your expectation. Make sure the person is held accountable for the results, and the results are known to them. You have given them a task, you have given them clearly, they know what is expected. So it is important that once you give them an assignment, they are crystal clear what the results will be. Delegation can provide stretch experiences. So for those stretch experiences, you must delegate to your people as a way of developing them, as a way of growing them. So delegation is not just giving the work. Remember, you are there to coach. You are there to mentor. Can people remember that they worked with you because of the way you delegated to them, because of the way you had clear instructions, because of the way you introduced them to things they hadn't done? Delegation is key when you are a team leader. Learn to delegate. Learn to train your people. Learn to motivate. Learn to grow your people. Add value in their career. Thank you.